Hello trains and tones, how we doing? Just this minute set up, I'm just trying to work out which way the wind's coming from. It's windy as hell here today, so I'm just moving my microphone around to what I think is the most wind-free position. Hello Harley, how we doing? Should be a freight train in about 10 minutes. And then there's another one at 10 o'clock, and there's another one at 20 to 11. And then after 12 there's something going to Carnforth, but I don't know what. Excellent. Just trying to work out where to put my microphone. There's a lot of wind about. There. There. Hello, love, new Princess Peach Antonia. How are we doing? Yeah, it looks alright, Harley. I was watching you last night. Here comes a Pandolino. Hello, train builder. How we doing? Giving a return soon, excellent. Just moving my microphone around a moment. On the fence, trying to find the least windiest position. It's very difficult this way. Very difficult. I have said hello. You were the first person I said hello to. Trains and tones, you were the very first person I said hello to. You're not listening. You were the first person I spoke to. Hello Gary Dawes, how we doing? Yeah, I'm just outside of Preston. I don't know why they use the HST on test train, no idea. To be honest with you, I think it's a pile of junk. The test train, it's a horrible looking, dirty, nasty, not looked after thing. It badly needs a coat of paint. But that's just my opinion. Hello Kit Kats. I love trains, happy life, how we doing? Dev, I'm in the UK. That's that set up, back in the car. So, get up to date with the chat again. What are we up to? Sorry if I've missed anybody. I love trains. I clicked off, very good. Oh, excellent, yep, I understand. Happy life, never been to the UK. Stephen and I worked on CP Railroad for 17 years, excellent. Train builder, I agree, yeah, it's a tatty horrible thing, is that test train. Well, the one that we get up here it's awful. It's a multicoloured heap. That's as best I can describe it. It's an awful thing. It's got a rotten cornice out on one end and it just looks so unkept, it's unbelievable. You know, they could at least paint it all the same colour. What trains and tones, what year were you born? Can you tell me what year you were born? I'm curious to know what trains were about then. What year were you born? Trains and tones. I'm just wondering what trains are about the year you were born, you see. It's a little experiment I'm doing. I'm trying to get a thing of my who watches and everything and all that business. Are you glad the trains haven't gone on strike anymore? 2011. See, 0014. I couldn't even mod you if I wanted to. It won't allow me to mod somebody who's under the age of 18. I don't think it will anyway. I'll investigate when I get home. Hello, Manilo. Yes, I'm in the same place today. The weather's a bit... I'll check trains and tones when I get home what the rules are. But I'll see. Yes, Manilo, I am in the same location, a very windy location, and hopefully it'll stay fine today, but I don't know. Crazy Traveller's time. How much time it takes? How much time what takes? And as always, don't forget to subscribe. It doesn't cost nothing. In 2011, the trains that are about are very much the same as what are about now. Unfortunately, very little change. Yeah, well, I hope it is. Hello, GY, how are we doing? Yeah, it's a bit hit and miss. The weather forecast says it's supposed to be sunny all day. Well, I haven't seen any sun yet. There we go, trains and tones. You've got it, trains and tones. Have a look at that comment you've just put in. You there? And that was, I don't even know what that train were that passed then. I think it were I think it was a class 68, but I weren't looking. I was looking on the screen, but I didn't actually look out my window. I think it was a class 68, but it was either a 68 or an 88, but I wasn't looking, to be honest. I know it was it had a funny livery on it, that's all I can remember. Oh, I can tell what it was. I'll look on the diagram. 4M27. It was a class 88 that just went past. A class 88. And we've got another one due in 15 minutes, which is going to be excellent. Excellent train. Hello, Ivana Jerky. How are we doing? Back again. That's what we like to see. Hello, Mark Carter. How are we doing? I think you've been here before as well. More than one occasion. There is another freight train due at 10 o'clock from I think it's from Daventry going up to Coatbridge. I won't know until it hits the diagram. And the next train due is, we've got two approaching. We've got a local train coming from Manchester Airport, and we've got a 9S44, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. Judging by its speed, I reckon it's a Pendolino. It is. I could tell by its speed it were moving across the diagram that it was something that was shifting. Yeah, class 88 it was. Probably are trains and tons. I don't know how old Railheart is actually. Do you know Railheart? I don't know how old he is. Hello, Ivana Jerky. How's it going? Don't forget to subscribe. Double tap your screen, just like this. Where's that thumb? Ding ding. There you go. Gone up to 8. I have no idea why steam trains have. To be honest with you, I've never noticed that they always blow the whistle. I think it's just for the people. I think it's just for the entertainment of the people on the platform, the enthusiast. Wait, where is train? Well, there's a couple on the way, Ivana. You just have to be patient. There's a Pendolino rattling down the down fast line. And there's also 2 local trains approaching the slow line. Slow down. Both of them are on the slow down line. Is this 310 to Yuma? I don't know what that means, Mark Lasansk. Hello, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. How are we doing? Hello, J Guy. How are we doing? Don't forget to subscribe and like the stream. Pendolino approaching. It's about half a mile away. Maybe a mile away actually. Which is nothing to a Pendolino. Atom bomb. Very soon, atom bomb. Very, very soon. It'll be coming into shot within the next minute. And it's a class 390 Pendolino, and I can see it. I can see the headlights. Right up in the top left of the screen. Yes, I do. And here it's coming. Hello, the angry chicken. Yep, we're in the UK. Hello, Pravasini Malik. How are we doing? Well, Bachmann's definitely the better, isn't it? No doubt about it, for quality and precision. On my N-gauge that I used to have built up, all mine were Bachmann. That were N-gauge. Yes, I do train Sim World 5 as well. I've ordered 6, but it's not out until later on this month. If you order it early, you get it. If you do a pre-order, you get it 5 days early. So I've ordered it. And you say I have the class 800 trains and so on. So I presume you've got that out of the Creators Club, have you? Something like that. Creators Hub, shall I say, the sharing hub. Hello, Natalie Convery, how are we doing? Excellent, Natalie, glad to hear it. Hello, Backthink UK, how are we doing? Good morning. Natalie Convery, I love your channel, thank you very much. No, I'm in England, near Preston, in Lancashire. Near Preston. You have to buy the 800. Where do you buy the 800 trains and tones? I've never seen it, and I've got every single UK engine. What so now whereabouts is that? The 800? I've never seen that, unless I've already got it and I don't know it. Oh, of course I've got it. Yeah, because it's on the Peterborough, isn't it? Yeah, I've got it in LNER. Of course I have. What am I saying? I've driven it. It's on the Doncaster and Peterborough, isn't it? Yeah, I've got it. I weren't thinking. Yeah, I've got it on the. It's on the East Coast Main Line, Peterborough, Doncaster, and all that. Of course it is. I forgot. I mean, when you say 800, I always think of the new Avanti one, and I forgot that LNER have had the 800s for ages. Stephen Caldwell, sound a bit Scottish. Well, I'm afraid I'm not. I'm from Lancashire. Anything due? Yeah, there's 2 approaching right now as we speak, and they both look like they're northern services. And there's also the freight train's on its way as well, and I'll tell you what that is. So you've got 2 northerns approaching and a freight. The freight train's going to be another Class 88. And this time it's coming towards the camera. It's Class 88 and it's called Diana. Alright, sorry. I got you. I'm getting confused here. Hello, Drone NL, how are we doing? Hello, James Wheeler, first time viewer from Birmingham. Excellent and welcome. I'm I'm on every day at some point. We've got a bit of a race going on here between a 397 and what looks like a 323. There's no arguments about who's going to win. No. Yeah. Don't forget, if you're new here and you're not subscribed, hit the button. It doesn't cost anything. Trains and Tones, that's why you don't like Train Sim World. Why don't you like Train Sim World? Have I missed something in chat? Hello, Rohit Dora, how are we doing? I try my best not to miss things in chat, but sometimes we do. Hello, Ritva Hagvist. Yes, we're in the UK, in England, near Preston on the West Coast Main Line. Just moving my microphone a little bit nearer because it's even wind blowing into the car, amazingly enough. Testing, can you still hear me all right? Yep, I know you can still hear me. So the argument between West Coast and East Coast, I always follow one simple rule: West is best. Yeah, I'm going to take a trip over to the East Coast at some point. I've never been, not live streaming. I mean, I've been to York and all that lot, but I've never actually been and done a live stream. So I am going to. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have a trip over to the East Coast one day, and once I find a good location to do it from. Hello, there is Win Kumar, how are we doing? Yeah, Trains and Tones, I know what you mean, but when Train Sim 6 comes out, they've linked up between Preston and Crewe, so that gives you a bit more to play with. But there's some bits about the new Train Sim 6 I'm not happy about. They've put all the old Preston sort of coal runnings in, and I'm thinking, unless you lived in it, you're not interested in it, you know what I mean? I'd rather have it up to date with today's modern train routes. I'm not interested in chugging around Preston docks with a train full of coal and all that. I want it to be like it is now. You know, when you're doing it, you like to be able to compare the landscape and everything with what it really is. You know what I mean? And they've put a load of coal sidings in and class 20 run-ins and power station run-ins and all this business around Preston, and I'm not so sure. But they have put a line from down to Crewe, I think it is. So that's added a bit to it. Hello, Train Geek Co. How are we doing? Hello, Samantha Dombrovska. How are we doing? Yeah, I think they've just. I don't know what this is that's coming. Oh, this is our freight train, Class 88, now coming into shot. Hello, D Manish. How we doing? Yeah, I think the to me when you on that train sim, if you want to buy into the old stuff, it should be an optional purchase. You know what I mean? I think the main frame of the game should be as it is today. If you want to go back in time, it's like I bought the Liverpool Lime Street bits. That's it's called the Steam Experience or something, and you can't spawn. Like I tried to spawn a Class 66 into Liverpool Lime Street station, and it won't let you do it. It won't let you spawn any train into it, and I don't know why. Hello, puppy team. How we doing? Yeah. The announcements are good, yes. That's what, yeah, correct. Every little helps. And there's a lot of every littles on back of that train. Your best diesel, horn and clag. Well, they've got to be the best clag's got to be a Class 37, I'm sure. Roberta's, Starlight Express. Oh, they've added, oh yeah, GWO, yeah, that's there. Like I say, I've got every single UK one. As soon as it comes out, I buy it. As soon as the route comes out, I think the last route I bought was, the last one I bought was the last locomotive I bought on there was the 86, Class 86, and I think the last route I bought was, the last one they brought out was the Manchester Airport one, which, to be quite honest, I'm very disappointed with. It's a bit, feels like they haven't finished the software right. I don't know, there's discrepancies in it that I noticed, and I was a bit disappointed. Especially when you're in free roam mode. You know what I mean? When you go in free roam and just spawn a train, you know, when it gets to the end of the scenario, there's no message to say, right, you are at the end of the permissible scenario. It just carries on driving off into a green field with nothing there, and I'm thinking, this is nonsense. Hello, Max5, how we doing? But I'm not right well up on all that spawning of trains and stuff yet. I've only just got into that since Train Spotter Harley did me some liveries. You see, I were a bit out of touch with all this going into the sharing hub and picking out your own trains. You know, I didn't realise you could do that. Go and just pick out a train from the creators hub or whatever you call it. I didn't know you could do that up until recently. I thought all you could use was what you paid for. I remember as a kid travelling on the first Virgin Pendolinos. Excellent. Tell me about it. I went on my own train and it didn't move. Well, I've had that. I've had that. I'm in a Class 101 Metro Camel DMU in Blackpool, and I couldn't get it going for love nor money. I was there for an hour trying to get it going, and in the end I googled it, and I didn't know there was a little lever under passenger seat in cab that you had to turn. Hello, Max5. I sleep in a train. Excellent. Don't forget to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, but it makes it worthwhile. And double tap the screen if you're really feeling adventurous. Hello, Satyanathanel. How are we doing? Satyanathan, how are we doing? What is observed here? It's a train. Hello, James Bryant, how are we doing? Trains and tones, it's like the Bakerloo line. Sometimes it's impossible, yeah. Oh, I've had to do it, them underground trains. I'll be honest with you, they melt my brain, them. sometimes like the Class 66 does queer things with me. I ran it was a light engine from Huddersfield to Manchester, and it just kept conking out, and I had to keep sitting there waiting while something built up. I don't know what I was doing wrong. Sharky Q, which train is this? Which train is this? What train? There's no train there yet. Bally 777. What do you think about the Swedish train? I've never really watched any Swedish trains, to be honest with you. I know the tall things. I've seen them going through level crossings. Where is the train I want to see? We all do. Unfortunately. Oh, there is one coming. One coming on the up fast, and it's 1MO8. I don't know what that is, but I'll try and locate it. Oh, God. Screen's frozen for some reason. There is something coming up the up fast line, but I don't know what it is. 1MO8. It'll be on the farthest track away from the camera, going away from the camera. Team Bielefeld. I'm in the UK, the United Kingdom. Dispassionate observer. Are you too affected by the full moon? Next one will be a passenger train, that I can guarantee you. The next freight train is at about 10:40, and it'll be a hopper train going to Castle Cement. So it's going to be cement hoppers, and it'll be a Class 66 GBRF. Are you affected by the full moon? Yeah, I think it is a full moon tonight, or is it tomorrow night? No, I'm not affected by it, I'm afraid. Well, not as I know of. Maxter 5, I am from in Vietnam. Excellent. Dutch trains are a thing of beauty. I must have a look at them. I don't recall ever looking at one, but I will do. There you go, trains and tones. You've got your first job to do. Trains and tones. You wanted that spanner, now's your time to use it. You know the guy to get rid of? Yeah, Boyle. Get rid of him. Excellent. You got to be fast on them people. Hello, Alex Egan. How are we doing? I got confused then. No worries. Yeah, that's true, James Wheeler. I'm the same. I remember them. I thought they were nice looking Virgin, actually, the Virgin trains. And I used to like how they used to have, well, thank you, Maxter 5. Hello, Alex Egan. I used to like how they used to have all the Thunderbirds for rescuing the Pendolinos, and they don't seem to have them nowadays. You know, all them 57s all adapted to for rescuing Pendolinos, and they don't seem to have them about nowadays. There used to be loads of them parked at Carlisle and Preston. Class 57s in Virgin livery with these special hydraulics on front to get any pendolinos that were broken down. Obviously they don't bother with it now, or perhaps pendolinos don't break down, so yeah, sometimes you get messages that are under review. No, it's not my job, Maxter. This is just a hobby. No, I think some of them West Coast Railways are using, to be honest with you, because I noticed some of the West Coast Railway Class 57s have got all that hydraulic gear on the front, which were fitted specifically for, you know, rescuing pendolinos and voyages and such like, with the you know, the two hydraulic arms, and they used to clip that sort of egg-shaped coupling thing onto it. I'm surprised the 158 and 159 will be scrapped. They're quite good things of them. Sathi Yanan. Okay, goodbye. Catch you later. Hello, Transat. How we doing? Welcome back. Hello, Ash J. Ash J. Welcome back from Australia. Hello, Maxter5. Hello, Mazda Allah. How we doing? Hello, Transat. Don't forget to subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, but makes a lot of difference. And also double tap the screen to like the stream. Thank you very much, Transat. The trains run low on this part of the track. Trains run slow on this part of the track. The 158 has now changed to the 173, right? Yeah, we don't get 158s now around here. Used to get them all the time, and they've all been replaced with 195s. Okay, train builder, I'll catch you later. Pretendolino, what was that, James? I can't remember. You're on about the old APT? I don't know what you're on about. Hello, Master Alma from Indonesia. How we doing? Hello, Piglet Tuber YT. How we doing? Piglet Tube YT. Yeah, usually if they say anything that's bad, I just put them in time out for 24 hours, or it's up to you, but I mean, if they say anything bad, they've got to go. It's as simple as that. I love the West Coast Main Line on the Train 5, north and south, excellent, yeah. Well, the new Train Sim 6 has got an extension on it. I think it's from Preston to Crewe. Hello, Mazda Almar. Hi. Yeah, best thing to do, trains and tones. Anybody says anything bad, just time them out for say 5 minutes, and then if they come back with more nonsense, then kick them out. When a message comes up for review, you know, you just have a look at it. But I usually have a look at it anyway. But sometimes it puts messages up for review. There's nothing wrong with them. But if a word sounds like another word, if you know what I mean. So that's how they do. You know what I mean? Hello, Fuzzy Booger. Waste. What's waste? The earth is flat. Well, you never know. Could well be. The jury's out on that one. The earth is flat. Yeah. Well, that's a debate for another day. What berry is that? That's blackberries to them, actually. Well spotted, Amanda or Ravindran. They are blackberries, even though they are pretty much gone now. There were millions of them and they've died off now. Next train due. We've got 2 coming. I think we've got 3 coming, actually. In fact, we've got 4 coming at different intervals. What accent is mine? Mine's an English accent from Lancashire. Airplane, not air curve. Sea level, not sea curve. Yeah. Yeah, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. How beautiful life is there. Yeah, it's quite pleasant, the weather here today, now. At one point I thought it was going to turn bad, but it looks like it's picking up. It is forecast to be a nice day, according to the weather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a morning stream, which I'm doing now, obviously. And then I might do a tea time one as well, throw in an extra one at tea time. Double tap the screen to like. You've got it, Fuzzy Booger. Train Sim 3 is out soon. Alright. We're on Train Sim 6 over here. The scene here looks exactly like India. Excellent. Eric, when does next train? There goes a Northern Class 195, and that's off to Manchester Airport. Yeah, don't worry about him. It's off to Manchester Airport, you know. Okay, train builder, catch you later. Piglet Tube is the West Coast Main Line because I wish they extend the Lioness's line there. Right, yeah. Why is that such a tiny train? Yeah, that little train has come from Come from Windermere up the Lake District and it's going to Manchester Airport. It creates a temporary set using a diesel locomotive and Mark 3 carriages after Pendolino was involved in a crash. Right, I'm with you. I've never heard of that, James. Excellent. Hello there, Natty. How are we doing? I'm sorry, I'm trying to type and babysit at the same time. Excellent. Yeah, that's not easy. How's it going, Natty? The sun is out here, and the sky is not blue, but the sun is out. Carlos Gomez, are they striking this week? Not as I know of. I've not heard anything. Tomorrow is good. Tomorrow, yeah, it is 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Everybody's phone's going to be making crazy sounds. That's so the government can just take over and control everything and everybody. And the big beeping sound, and everybody will jump. Hello, Travel with H. Yeah, we are currently on the West Coast Main Line in the United Kingdom, near Preston. And there is a 331 approaching on the nearest track to the camera. Did you know the Prime Minister has a button that can end the world? I was so worried, yeah. That's true, is that Piglet Tube. They do accelerate very fast. I'll tell you what does accelerate fast, the new 805s. 0 to 50 on them is 30 seconds, which I know doesn't sound fast in comparison to a car, but when you compare it to a Pendolino, sorry, I'm telling you wrong here. In 30 seconds, the 805s reach 51 miles an hour from a standing start, and in 30 seconds, the Pendolinos reach 21 mile an hour from a standing start. So, you know, they are very quick. I love the 1.5 hours 331s. Well, there's plenty of them here. Travel with H, plenty of them here. Carlos Gomez. Train drivers have a good, well paid. They do, yeah, they are on very good money. I know one personally, and I know what he earns, and it's good money. Mr. Blue, this person sounds transgender. Which person are you on about? Me? Transgender? Yeah. If you knew me, if only you knew me, you'd know how that's so far from what I am. But thanks for the compliment, if that's what it is. Yeah, true, James Wheeler. Jacob, when comes the train? Very soon. Travel with H. Who's that guy, Mr. Blue? Carlos Gomez would love the train driver job, but not easy to get one. No, I mean, yeah, especially in this. It's funny in this country. They're complaining of staff shortages, but yet you apply to be a train driver, and the qualifications you need before you initial getting in is quite extensive. I had a feeling Mr. Blue were a waster. I just looked at his channel and it confirmed it. James Cox, when is train coming? Very soon. Very soon. There's actually 2 approaching at least. 3 approaching. 4 approaching actually. There's one coming right now into camera. And there we have another Class 195. The next train through is going to be... there's one coming on the up fast. I presume it's going to be a Pendolino. I'm guessing. It's on the down fast, which is the farthest track from the camera. And it's just about a quarter of a mile away now, whatever it is. And we've also got another train approaching on the track nearest to the camera. So we might get a crossover here. Might get a crossover of 2 trains. No, we're not. The one on the farthest track's going to beat it. Okay, trains and tone, no problem. There goes the Class 390 on its way to London Euston, and approaching on the line nearest to us is a Class 331, travelling very slowly. Hello, Ginot Francisco. Excellent, going to a football match. Hello, Squirrel Transport. Yes, I'll probably do one at tea time trains. Where is this? Yes, I'm in the UK. In Lancashire, on the west coast. Oh, we've got another freight coming. There's another freight just come onto the diagram. And I know what this is. It's about 3 miles down the track at the moment, so won't be here for a bit yet. But it's going to be the GBRF Class 66 with the cement hoppers on. Yes, catch you later, trains and tones. Enjoy your football match. The nearest station here is Preston. Epic up match between Swindon and Thatcham. I think a long way from the... yeah. Hello, Piglet Tube. There are so many Class 60. Yeah, the next freight train you're going to see will be a Class 60 GBRF. I'm sure of it. I know it's definitely not going to be electric because the line it's going on, when it leaves the main line here, is non-electric. So it's going to have to be a 66. Okay, trains and tones. Hello, Mia Toot Sterling. How are we doing? Hell yeah, I love trains. That's excellent. We've come to the right channel if you love trains. Trains and tones. Sounds like a good game. Enjoy. Yep. Yeah, it's no problem, trains and tones. You don't need to... I'm on the ball myself, but, you know, just in case something slips by that I don't notice. $6M90, which I know for a fact, I know that egg code, that is the concrete train. The old concrete train. Try and tell you what it is. It's going to be... Right, it's a Class 66, it's GBRF, and it's going to be 66728, the Chartered Institute of Railway Operators. It's got a name. There we go, that's going to be the next freight train, and it's going to be with us shortly. It's about 2 miles away now. It's just approaching Balshaw Lane Junction. Oh yeah, we have loads of diesels here in the UK. Loads and loads of diesels. Probably got more diesel than electric, to be honest. Or a 50-50 split at least. We've still got a hell of a lot of track that's not electrified. You know, especially around here where I live, Lancashire. Settle to Carlisle, that's not done. The East Lancs line's not done. There's loads. So much for being cars. Nonsense. Is that carbon neutral? Nonsense. We'll never get rid of the combustion engine. Never in a million years. We just haven't got the infrastructure of the setup. I mean, I've nothing against electric cars, don't get me wrong, but there's no way they're going to take over. Not completely. It's not possible. Just haven't got the infrastructure for it. Yeah, correct. GWR has a battery train on trial, and also, yeah, I think the new Avanti 807s will do a spell on battery as well, from what I've been reading, and LNER are getting some as well. That'll do a few 100 mile on battery as well. You know, where they can drop down to battery for a bit. No, I think the battery ones are only on the 800 series. I think it's the 807s that can do diesel, overhead electric and battery. Hello Julio Bermudez, how are we doing? Yeah, I'm in the UK on the West Coast Main Line. Yeah, 805 is the one with the diesel engines, not the 807. Yeah, I know the 805 shorter. I don't know why. The 805 only has 5 passenger carriages in it for some reason. And the 807 has a little bit, has 2 more. I was watching a video about it and they said, is there any connection with the carriages with the actual numbers? They said, no, it's just the way it's turned out, you know, that one has 7 and only one has 5. That all the operators are going for these shorter trains but more frequent sort of thing, rather than longer trains, less frequent. I don't know why. Yeah, well, it was like that yesterday. Here it were rain, then fine, then rain, then fine. And I tried to, I did a stream yesterday morning, but it just got ridiculous, you know what I mean? It were in and out, and rain and spitting, and it just got a bit ridiculous. I do have a rain cover that I put on, but the problem is when I put the rain cover on, you can't put the battery pack on when you need extra juice. It's a bit of a catch-22. Plus I have my DJI microphones that I use, and they're not waterproof. They can't be out in rain, you know. So it's a bit of a thing. Well, the concrete train's on its way in. I don't know why they've pulled it off one track. They've pulled it onto the slow line. It's crossed the points onto the slow line, just to cross back again. That's a bit weird, unless there's something coming through that's quicker. Yeah, there's a Pendolino coming through. Now I understand it. There's a Pendolino coming through. So they've pulled the concrete train onto the track nearest to the camera, so this Pendolino can rattle through, and then they will divert the concrete train back across the points. Hello Eric Griffin, how are we doing? Welcome back. Guys, please do subscribe. He's almost at 100k. 100k? You're misreading some with her trains and tones. I'm 4k, not 100k. Wish I were at 100k. One day maybe, one day. No. I wish it did say 99k, but it doesn't, unfortunately. What's on the concrete train? Well, it's going to be a GBRF class 66. Now there you see. That's straight away on the button there, you see. I got him. I'll be on for a while yet, because there's something peculiar. Yeah, Ben the train spotter. Yeah, I'm just outside of Preston on the West Coast Main Line. Hello, Luca Ruoka. How we doing? Yes, the number of the train that's coming is, the freight train is 66728, the Chartered Institute of Railway Operators. Yeah, the 66 is going to come down the slow line nearest to the camera. In fact, it's on it now, but it's going to stop just off camera. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to see it. It's going to stop just off camera on the slow line nearest to the camera because there's bushes in the way, unfortunately. Thank you, Luca Ruoka. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's just... Thanks for that super chat. Hello, Omida Beast. How are we doing? Omida Best. Thank you, Luca Ruoka. Much appreciated. Squirrel Transport. Piglet YouTube said hi. Pendo's just gone past. Trains Universe, thank you very much for subscribing. Omida Best said hi. Now this 66 now is, you can't see it, but it's up the track, hidden behind a bush, waiting for the points to change. Pardon me. Pardon me. It's waiting for the points to change because it's going to have to cross all three tracks to get back onto the down fast track. Then it can leave the main line. Do you know what I mean? Tell you tonight's got notes. No, I'm not far from Skewbridge, actually. I'm very close to Skewbridge, yes. Not bad, that squirrel. Not bad hunting, that. I'm not far from Skewbridge. I'm probably about half a mile away. You can't see it yet, but the 66 is now coming down the line nearest to the camera, but very slowly because it has to cross the points, but you'll see its headlights in a minute. Thank you, Trains Universe. How are we doing? Why don't you do what for the evening stream? What do you mean, Trains and Tones? Why don't you do what for the evening stream? It's there's not a hang on. Right, the concrete train's here now. You should just be able to see it. Hello, Hiyama Buddy. How are we doing? Hello, Piglet Tube. Does it take like forever for a freighter to gain speed? Well, it's going slowly. It's crossing the points, you see. Here it is now. Can you see it in the top, in the right-hand side of the screen? It's crossing 1, 2, 3 sets of points. Yeah, no, Skewbridge is not a station, it's just exactly that, it's a bridge. Hello from Germany. Yeah, it's slow because it has to cross all the points, and then it's going off the main line onto a curve that takes it onto East Lancashire line, which has only got a 25 mile an hour speed limit on it. Do I have a favourite class of locomotive? Not really, no. Not from the modern locomotives, I haven't. You know, back in the day, when I was a youngster, the Class 40 and the Class 25 were my favourites. Any train spotting? How are we doing? Hello, Christo, how are we doing? Yeah, I would think, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the one you've just seen is empty, because it's going back to the cement factory, because it comes down and to Avonmouth and goes back, so it's quite possible. But that one that we've just seen were empty, because it's heading back to the cement factory. Yeah, I'm on most days, James. The only day I sometimes miss, even though I said this last week and I ended up doing a stream, is Sunday, but because it's a bit quieter. But I did actually do one last Sunday, if I remember rightly. But I do most days, yeah. Monday to Saturday most days, and some days I do two. Like I might come back at tea time tonight and do one, and point the camera the other way on the bridge, you know what I mean? What's coming through today? Well, there's some more stuff on its way now. I can see it on the diagram. I don't know what they are. But for next hour or so, I think it's just standard passenger trains now. Oh, the 42. No, I'm not keen on them at all. Is that the warship or whatever they're called? Hello, Joanna or Santos. Yeah, it'll probably be 4 o'clock. Yeah, probably 4, half 4ish, something like that. I might come back at tea time, weather permitting. It just depends on the weather, but I probably will come back at around 4:30 p.m, something like that. And I'll point the camera the other way, but I don't actually know what's running. You haven't missed much, to be honest, Manilo. Well, you've just this minute missed a freight train. But other than that, just all the usual stuff. There is an odd train coming up, which I can't identify, but it's not due for another hour and a half, unfortunately. It's going to Carnforth, which always raises alarm bells with me when it's going to Carnforth. I thought you died when Bruce Willis threw you off the tower in Die Hard. Excellent. Yeah, I'm still a fan at 22. Me watching trains from Tamworth, lots of special trains when I'm at Tamworth, barely any trains. Why? I think it's a class 37, yeah. From a sound point of view, I think 37s sound the best. And class 40s sound well. They whistle, but... Are you going to like Newbury or Reading or something? No plans. The problem is now it's getting that time of year where the days are getting shorter again. So it gets a bit more difficult to travel, and the weather. Just have to think. Same thing happened when I went to Exeter to film Flying Scotsman going down below the seawall towards Paynton. Missed the whole thing. Oh dear, that's not so good. We are a large log of liver as well, not regional. Okay, James, I'll catch you later. Any train spotting? I think I may be wrong. Oh yeah, the years fly by. England were on the same day. Alright. Tube YouTube. The sky is weird. Right. Excellent. Hey, I'm yawning. Oh, the sun's breaking through. That's something. I've gone a bit quiet at the moment. There is something due, but it's just a normal local passenger. It'll be on the nearest track to the camera when it gets here. I have got FIFA. I've got the latest FIFA, but to be honest with you, I'm not that good at it. I get frustrated with it. I've got all the gadgets and I get frustrated with all of them. I saw the Flying Scotsman at Leeds when it horned down in the other arch time. Yeah. My favourite train is the SR4501 in the States where I'm from. Machines, especially with through my town. Starting on the 27th, excellent. Oh no, I've had to drive 20 miles to get about 25 miles to get here, Manilo. I don't live around here. I live about 25 miles from here. So it takes me about, well, on a quiet day I can be here in sort of like 25 minutes because it's basically one long motorway between here and where I live. So it's mostly a motorway journey. But I don't live around here. Biggest thing I have is like, obviously it costs you a fair bit in fuel if you're doing sort of this once or twice a day. It's easily get up to £100 a week in fuel. Oh, that's a difficult question, that. 390 or 805, 807, I mean. I've got to admit, I do like the 805s and the 807s, but I do like the way the 309, the 390s tilt, you know what I mean, on the corners. Abe, hello, I'm from Indonesia, excellent. Hello. If you have a hybrid, it's better fuel-wise. Yeah, that's true, yeah, if you had a hybrid, it would be better fuel. AC4 4400's best engine. Every Saturday down from the museum about 4 hours. Quite a beautiful whistle. Another good one I saw was the last coal train from Didcot power station to Oxford. Excellent. Trains and tones. What car have you got? I drive a BMW X5. Well, not every Saturday, but every Saturday starting 27. No, excellent. That looks like Amtrak, big rail. Big railing dad. How we doing, big railing dad? Hello, Martin Reeves. Where are you located? I'm in the United Kingdom on the West Coast Main Line near Preston. Oh, nice. I got scammed for an electric BMW in Forza. Got a bit of a race going on here. Be a 331 and an 800, 802. Catch you later, Nick. See you later, Nick Miller. And there we have a 331 and an 802 having a race. Cool. Martin Reeves. I'm in Portsmouth and I work for SWR. I'm previously British Rail, 42 years and still there. Excellent. That's what I call dedication, is that? Dedication. Might retire next year, yeah. Yeah. I know the feeling. I keep trying to work out my finances and whether I can just call it a do, you know what I mean? Piglet tube, class 88. I counted 30 trailers, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. They do haul a fair bit then. It's best at night time, you know. We get double-headed 90s through and they do have a long consist, as we call it. Correct. That's true, is that? I think they're on about turning it all into one again, called the Great British Railway, but I don't know how that's going to pan out. But it is a mess at the moment. There's no doubt about it. It amazes me how many accidents there is that we don't hear about, you know. Little minor accidents on the railways, you know, small collisions and stuff, and we don't hear about them, but there is a lot, you know. We were the first company to be nationalised, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it operated any better or any worse, but I used to love it when it was British Rail. Yeah, I used to love it when it was British Rail, and I used to get the DMU from my local station, and you could sit right up behind the driver and see through the glass straight through the front window. It were great. It were brilliant. Massive big, I always remember the massive big wheel in the middle of the dashboard for handbrake, like a handbrake. And they used to have these things were always right at windscreen called. Hello, Marcin Jarry, how are we doing? Yes, I remember you. Yeah, I used to love it, them DMUs. You could travel on, used to get one from where I lived to Manchester, Victoria. And you could see through the window, front window, sit right at front and see through the window where the driver were and see everything. Was on an old diesel at the front pulling the last call from Oxford. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, I was watching a video the other night on YouTube and it was a Lumo train. And it was going through Peterborough. And apparently this train runs through Peterborough umpteen times a day. And the driver, the approach a red signal that always changes to orange, green or whatever, and it's got a route indicator on it. And the train always goes through the bypass line on in between platform 3 and 4 or something. I can't remember the exact details. And this Lumo driver who was only done the route, he said he'd only done the route 20 times. And there was a delayed train coming the other way, going north. This Lumo train were going south, and it were doing 75 miles an hour. And it approached the signal as per usual, and as per usual this signal changed in the distance from yellow to green or whatever, so we could go through anyway. I can't remember the exact detail, but a route indicator come on and you never spotted it. It obviously it had to go across all these points at 75 mile an hour, and so it nearly derailed. And the video on YouTube, it shows the images from inside the train, everybody's luggage and suitcases falling out and landing on their head. It's horrendous. How that train didn't derail is unbelievable, you know. Hello, Internet Wanderer. Unbelievable. How we doing, Internet Wanderer? Hello, Progetto Noso Cantino Cetic. How we doing? Yes, we're in England. Yeah, so this train just rattled through Peterborough and had to cross over all these points at 75 miles an hour because the driver hadn't seen the route indicator diverting him, telling him he was going on a different route. And he said that was because it just down to inexperience, because he'd only done the route 20 times or something, you know. It must have been hair-raising for people on board that train, because the wheels on one side lifted off the track, and then fortunately it landed back on the track, you know. But the video is there on YouTube to see. Just type in Lumo train speeds through Peterborough or something, and it is there. Hello, Progetto Noso Cantino Citic. I'm from Brazil. Excellent and welcome. Hello, Beelzebub. How we doing? Yeah, Martin Reeves, yeah. Was 2 signals behind the Clapham rail crash. It was an awful day and changed the amount of hours a day. Yeah. Yeah, there's loads happening. A freight train ran into the back of a freight train, and that was somewhere over Doncaster, Peterborough way, somewhere around there, and that was, they blamed that on the driver fatigue, saying that he'd already done something like 65 hours, and and that were down to just being it seems to be a common thing that happens. This being presumptuous of signals, where you do a route and you think, well, that signal that's always on red always changes to yellow as I approach it, and there seems to be this big sort of presumption it always will, and then one fatal day it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's like a habit forming sort of thing. I don't know how to explain it, and it seems to get the blame a lot when you look at these videos. It seems to get the blame a lot. This, I've done this route 100 times, and every time I approach PN 123, it goes from red to yellow, and they get into this sort of habit. Project Nosso. I worked with trains for 32 years. Excellent. Hello, No Short. How are we doing, No Short? Yeah, I can well imagine, Martin. I can well imagine. It's like them two trains at Solmesbury that collided. They put that down to bad adhesion on the rails and all this business. Where that 158 sort of went into the side of a GWR train. Sorry, it weren't a 158, it was a 159 it were. And that got put down, I think, to a combination of visibility and rail head adhesion. And they went back over Google Earth to look at the pictures of the area and the junction, and the foliage that had grown over the 20 years and covered the track. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Hello, big shout out to No Short. How's No Short doing with the 3 wavy pink hands? No Short. Keeping me on my battery. See how far I'm on my battery. Then I need to put my power pack on when it gets to a certain point. I usually get 2.5 hours on the battery. And I put the battery pack on, which can potentially get me another 5 hours. But I'm just curious to know what this train going to Carnforth is. There's a train going to Carnforth Steamtown. Hello, Sanger. How are we doing? How's it going? Don't forget, subscribe to Sanger Grace. She's does art and things, and lots of really good drawings. And we're trying to get her to 50 subs, so she can live stream the large planes that fly over her house every day. She lives near an airport, so take a look and give her a subscription. It doesn't cost nothing, and it makes a difference. Just picked up a new car. Excellent. What kind of car have you got, Sanger? It's always exciting that when you get a new car. I love that picking up the new car thing. How do you remember me? We were at the club, then we went down to your place. I'm calling you, but you don't pick up. You have forgotten about our night. Oh, I've definitely forgot about the night nasty. But I do like a good bit of entertainment. Yeah, dear. Hello, Yorkshire Railway Adventures. How we doing? A Mazda C30. Excellent. Hello, Noel Short again. Yeah, we must do it again sometime. Nastya. When is the next train? That's a good question. There is one due in the next 5 minutes. It's a bit of a quiet spell at the moment for some reason. Don't really know why. Let's have a look at the timetable. I want to make sure this Cardiff Steamtown train is still running. Yep, according to the timetable, it's still running. Oh no, it may not be though. It hasn't set off yet. It should have left at 10:55, and it's not showing up yet. But I'll give it time. That'll be a bit of a looks good. Yeah, well, it's according to the forecast, Sanger, it's supposed to be a sunny day today. Hello, Nathaniel McLean. How we doing? Nathaniel McLean. Yeah, according to the weather forecast, it's supposed to be sunny spells all day. Yeah. It's nice and warm, I'll give it that. A slight breeze, but nothing major. Won't take long for clouds to burn away. Yeah. You got me looking at clouds again, Grace. Sanger. Every time you come on, I start staring at clouds. Somebody said it was full moon tonight as well. Somebody in the chat said that it's a full moon tonight. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it could well be. Sloppy to seconds, Severus Snape. Don't know what that means, but hey ho, I'll go with it. No Short, I haven't really got a favourite, to be honest. Professor Snape, is that you? Does anybody know who Professor Snape is? Is it going to be somebody ridiculous or what? You sound like Professor. Oh, he's off. Is he off Harry Potter? Yeah, it's funny, you know, sloppy to seconds, but you were not the first person to say that. You're not the first person to say that. I were on a stream only, or not long ago, I were on a live stream panel, and there was a girl from America on it, and she says, God, you sound so much like, but she said the actor's name, I can't remember the name, and I remember saying, who's he? And she says, oh, he's off Harry Potter, Professor Snape. And I thought, all right, you know what I mean? And she even asked me to say some lines out of Harry Potter. She had some lines. Yeah. You know, she even asked me to say some lines from the Harry Potter film that he said. But you're the second person to say that I sound like Professor Snape. What's he called, that actor? Is it something Rickman? Is he called Rickman? Something like Alan Rickman or something like that? Ah, right. I wonder why somebody else in the chat mentioned diode earlier on. I'm going to have to change my voice, I think. I'm going to have to go for some elocution lessons or something and try and change my voice. If I sound like some guy off Harry Potter. You know what I mean? Alan Rickman, that's him. I'm going to have to try and change my accent to something. I've never watched an Harry Potter film. I'm going to have to watch one. Shout silence before I go. Silence before I go. Silence before I go. I used to be a railroader. Yeah, I saw your pictures last night, Sanger. Yeah. It's unbelievable the amount of stuff you turn up when you start rummaging through a loft. I have some cupboards I need to go through. That when I moved in, I just rammed things into cupboards, and I really need to go through it and sort out what's what. I need to have a sale. What is it? A Facebook Marketplace sale and get rid of some stuff. I'm at Montana. It was so beautiful. Yeah, I can well imagine. I can well imagine that Montana's very nice. Sounds nice anyway. Hello, Kane and Jones. Good to see you. Back again. Just riding along at 45 miles per hour. Excellent. Well, sadly, it doesn't look like this strange train to Carnforth is running. Bit annoying. It should have set off at 10:55 and it's there's nothing on the diagram, nothing. Where is this? Steam train, Sam. Yeah, I'm near Preston in the United Kingdom. Yeah. Well, that's a good thing to do, is that, Sanger? Donate it to the children's home. They'll be very grateful. A great view of the track, yes. Shame there's nothing much travelling on it at the moment. Oh, that's very disappointing, is that? That was, for some reason. Yeah. I think I could have bought a house with the amount of toys. Yeah, that's true, is that? I remember when I was with, oh, we've got a class 323 coming on the slow down line. Kit loved travelling by train, yeah. Oh yeah. I'd love to go on something like the Orient Express or something. Or that one in America that has the clear roof that you can go upstairs and sit on and look out. You know, must be great. But yeah, Kit, I know what you mean. Hello, Jackie Stoff. Hello again from New Zealand. Excellent. How's it going, Jackie? Sorry, I missed you there in chat. How we daydreaming? Don't need to ask what the weather's like in New Zealand because you're just entering your springtime, aren't you? Springtime into summer in New Zealand. That must be weird having hot sunny weather on Christmas Day. Going great. All Blacks just had a win. Excellent. My son is 21 and my daughter is 25 now, yeah. Yeah, both mine are 22 at Christmas. I've got twins and they'll be 22 on 23rd of December. Your family stay in Cambridge, New Zealand. Excellent. I speak to a YouTuber quite often and she's in New Zealand. She lives in Christchurch. 24th of December. My boy, excellent. Yeah, well, my daughter's the 23rd of December and my birthday's Christmas Day. That'd have been unbelievable, that, if they'd have been born on the same day as me. Good grief. But they were born mega prematurely. They weren't supposed to be born until the end of January. So they were. Steam Train Sam, do you like filming trains? That's a bit of a weird question considering I've been sat here with a camera for the last 2.5 hours. No, I hate it. No, they're totally different. Totally different, Senga. They were supposed to be born on something like about the 31st of January. And because she was expecting twins, no, I don't think there is any steam trains Cairn, unfortunately. I thought there might be, but it doesn't look like it's running. I'm looking at the actual timetable now, and there's one that's supposed to be going to Carnforth Steamtown, but it's not set off yet, I'm afraid. Yeah, mine was supposed to be born on the, I think it was the 31st of January. And because she was having twins, we had to go for a scan. It was a ridiculous amount of times, a few times a week it were. And Then we went, I think it were 22nd of December, we were there having a scan, and it were a trainee nurse who spotted it. Said, "Oh, there's something not right here. One of the cords had got round one of the necks or something." So she said they're going to have to be born soon, but I'll get a second opinion just to make sure I'm not wrong, because I'm only a trainee, like. So she got the expert in, and he said, "Yep, they're going to have to come out," and that was it. A day later, they were born. Naturally, as well. They didn't do a cesarean route. They came out the right way, and that was it. And the rest is history, as they say. Hello, Daniela Canigalo. How are we doing? Hello again, West Dublin Railway. How's it going? And we've got a Northern, what looks like a Class 195 coming on the down fast. How many trains have we seen today? That's a good question. Yes, I'm in Preston, DRZ zone at the moment. Jackie's stuff. I'm old enough to remember the wonderful train journeys from the 1950s. Steam trains sometimes doubled up to get over the hills from Dunedin to Christchurch. Massive excitement. Love the steam trains, yeah. I've got a cat on my lap. Excellent. How many trains have we seen today? Somebody asked. Well, we've seen a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I've seen 37 trains today in the last 2.5 hours. 37 is the count. Yeah, we don't want any political nonsense in this chat, thank you. Yeah, I've seen 37 in the last 2.5 hours. Doesn't seem like that, but I'm just going through the timetable of all the ones that passed. And it's 37 at the time I've been here. And there's one here listed from Corlem, place called Corlem, where I don't even know what Corlem is, to Carnthorpe Steam Town, which usually means it's something odd, but It's not set off. It's not. It's supposed to have left Colham at 10:55 and it's not set off yet. It's a bit disappointing. What app do you use to track the trains? Well, I use two apps. I use real-time trains just to get the general information, and then when I've found out the head code, if I want to know more, I go on to rail cams and I look at the diagrams. Like at the moment now, while I'm talking to you, I've got the diagram for this area on my screen, so I can see the activity, what's on the move and what's coming. You know, I just look at it and I can see now that there's well, the one that's just gone past us actually, and there's actually nothing on it at the moment until they get within 3 miles of me. Oh yeah, there's one coming on the down fast, and it's an Avanti West Coast Class 390. It's on the down fast. It's about 2 miles out. Is there a Black 5? I don't think there is today. No, I'm afraid. It's still not departed. It's still not left the station. Still not left where it's supposed to have set off from, unfortunately. My niece's dog was famous in New Zealand. Hazel the pit bull. Excellent. Where it's a black now. Right, I'm just going to have to put my battery pack on, so apologies if I miss anything in the chat while I'm just doing this. Does anybody here like Skittles? Are you on about the sweets or the actual game? Sorry about this, but I'm just putting my battery pack on. So we're just going to have a slight disruption for a moment. You see, there's my battery pack, which clamps onto here. Why the hell's that not charging? There we go. We're charging. Looks like not clouds. battery. Battery. Battery pack on now. Hello DRS zone, how are you doing? Looks like knock clouds. Does anybody hear that? Right, we're up to date, I think. Let me just check on this train again, this steam train. Well, potential steam train. It's just not departed for some reason. It's supposed to have left a place called Coleham at 10:55, which is near Shrewsbury, with an arrival time here of 12:40. Well, but it's not even set off, so it's a bit disappointing. It's a light locomotive as well. I'll probably set off late and come up later on this afternoon. Yeah, it's always an half decent mixture here. The other day it were better. I think it was Thursday where we had things come through. You see, there's always a risk of something coming through that's not on the list. I mean, I was sat here, it wasn't yesterday, I think it was Thursday, and a class 37 and a class 33 light engine came through. You know, not on any list anywhere. Hello Marcin Jerry, how are we doing? Marcin Jerry. Hello O1 Morgant, how are we doing? I'm a bit disappointed in that. I'll check back in 5 minutes just to make sure. Sometimes they set off and you don't get the update. You know, they don't update the rail cam thing. You know, we've got something coming on the Down Fast, which is the third track from the camera. It's only going to be a northern service though, I think, from what I can tell. It's just approaching now. What are your favourite spots to train? Yeah, favourite place, the best place I've been to so far is just outside of Crewe. It's a Pendolino. Pendolino. It's always a quiet spot there is between 1/2 and 1/4 to. I don't know why, but it's the same every hour where it gets quiet, and then 1/4 and then around the hour you get a lot of Transpennine and stuff. They always seem to appear around the hour. Another local train on its way. At least I think it is. Something coming on the Upslow 1F03. To be another northern service. Hello Grassroots, how are we doing? How's it going, grassroots? Hello, Nick Miller. I managed to swipe back to you. Excellent. Hello to the person who's just commented in the chat. I can't pronounce your name and I can't read what you're saying, but hello all the same. To the last person who's typed in the chat, hello. I'm the foggiest of what you've said, or what you called, unfortunately. That was the last train I saw. The last train I saw was a class 331 and it's passing the camera right now. What direction is this? Well, that train is travelling south. Before that one, I can't remember. It was a Pendolino, weren't it? Hello, Siamanga Zikoto, how are we doing? Hello, Gerhard Talker. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost a penny. It makes it worthwhile. Another big solar storm today and tomorrow. Excellent. Well, let's hope the skies are clear. I think I've just answered that question. The camera is pointing south. That's why you see those lines in the clouds, right? I see. Well, I'm learning something, that's for sure. Wind's getting up, it's jiggling my camera about. Called knock clouds, right? There's an emergency alert tomorrow at 3 PM, yeah. Hello, Transpennine Express guy, welcome back. DRS zone, hello. And the wind's picking up here, I can see it just giving the camera a bit of a jiggle. An emergency alert tomorrow, any train spotting, it's at 3 PM tomorrow afternoon and your phone's going to start beeping and there's going to be a message from the government. It's a test. They did one last year, I think. I ain't going to lose too much sleep about it, that's for sure. That is for sure, for sure. I shall summon a 397. Yeah, it's funny that every time you come on, you always seem to manage to find one. I'm going to cheat to look at diagrams to see if there's one coming. There's something coming, but there's something due. I think you're going to be able to look, but well, it's just a tad early for Transpennine Express. They don't usually rack up till around 10 to, I think. Like a Wi-Fi symbol. Right. Well, there's a noisy plane just coming over. Very noisy plane. Printhet given, what time will come? Excellent. I've no idea what time will come. Let's count how many different colours are in the sky. Shout silence like service snip. Yeah, that's all I hear every 10 minutes, yeah. Living next to an airport, I bet it is. Hold on, my fire alarm's going on. Alright, I'll hold on, Kiernan. I'm holding on tight. It's a big fire if it's going to bother me. Hello, Rodney Avery, how we doing? Hello, Luca, how we doing? You don't live on the second floor, do you? Sorry about that. How's it going, Luca? I think I hear a train. Oh, I got giggles now. Oh my god. Addis Transit, where's the train? It'll be here soon. Suzanne Vega, yeah. It's really funny. I can tell you a story about that, but we have a guy at work, and he's called Luca. He's Polish, he is, and he does all handyman jobs like repair doors and locks and hinges and all that sort of business. All handyman little jobs about the place and windows. And at this particular day, he were converting an office. He were, and it's funny. This guy come in and says, "Where's Luca?" And he actually was up on the second floor, and I just went, "Luca?" I said, he's on the second floor. And oh, it was so funny. Everybody were rolling. It was just perfect timing. It really were. So funny it was, because he just walked in and said, "Where is it?" And it just dropped off my tongue, because he was there on the second floor, and everybody were rolling. It was just perfect timing. Grassroots, the scenery's beautiful. This conversation is a bummer. What's that supposed to mean? I thought you were a decent person, you Grassroots, and then you've gone all sour. You have one chance to reprieve yourself. That's it, oh dear. And there goes a class 195 that I've no idea where it's going, because it said on it, "Sorry, out of service." Out of service. So that's the end of that. Yeah. People go about looking for the clouds as meant to be hard to find, yeah. Hello, passerby. G'day. Is this in the UK? It's certainly sport. Hello, Sean boy. Of course it's in the UK. Might not be to some people. If you're in the UK, you might recognise it as the UK, but if you're not in the UK, it could be anywhere. You know? Don't mind him. I don't. Correct, passerby. How's it going anyway? Okay, Transpennine Express. While you're gone, we'll have an influx of Transpennine Expresses while you're gone. There's another Pendolino coming. Yep. Another Pendolino en route. Coming at high speed. Excellent. Excellent passerby, that's what we like to hear. I haven't missed out Transpennine Express. Not in that 30 seconds you're away. Passerby, I'm at work on a train right now. Excellent. Yeah, it is very eerily quiet today, Senga. Yeah, it is. All I can hear is the birds tweeting. The birds are tweeting. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And also subscribe to Senga Gracie. We're trying to get her up to 50 subscribers, then she can live stream off her phone, because she lives near an airport and there's lots of big planes come over, so we're trying to get her up to 50, then she can do a few live streams. And also she does a lot of art. The reason why it's easier to see is cap lock, you know what I mean? Transpennine Express guy, it's easier to see on the screen, so it's a bit of habit that we've got into of using caps lock. I do it when I'm on somebody else's stream. There's like a group of us, and we all do it. You know what I mean? Because when you're on a phone and you've not got brilliant eyesight, when things are in capitals, they're easier to spot. Do you ever work on the railway? Or no, I just... like I say, I'm just an enthusiast. I don't work on the railway. Yeah. Yeah, there's like a group of 5 or 6 of us that speak to each other at other times on other panels and one thing or another, and we always use caps so we can see each other easily. It's just it's a habit we've got into now. And here comes the old Pendolino going to Glasgow Central. And there we go, a bit of a crossover there between the 331 and the 390. Jump on it, come to Glasgow, come and see Senga. Yeah. It's certainly cheaper just to jump on it than what it is to pay for a ticket, that's for sure. Passerby nice. I drive in Australia, I don't see much rail content in the lives. Well, yeah, you've come to the right place today though, passerby. because I usually do a stream each day. I might even do 2 today. I might knock this one on the head soon and then perhaps do one at tea time. Depends on the weather. Hello, Ismail Afshar. How are we doing? Hello from Iran. How's it going? I'm just going to see if this odd train's coming, this funny one. And if it's not set off, then I will be probably call it a do. There's something gone funnily wrong with this thing. It's supposed to have left at 5 to 11 there. Hello, Chloe Smith. How are we doing? How's it going? Yeah, there's a train from Colham to Carnforth Steamtown, and it was supposed to set off at 5 to 11 an hour ago, and it's not even set off, which is a bit disappointed. So I don't think we're going to get any steam today. Well, if it was a steam train, it's not set off, it's going to be a cancelled one. There's nothing else of any interest. Just let me check the overall timetable for the day. Absolutely nothing coming at all this afternoon. Just going through listings now. Got a freight at 2 o'clock. Freight at 20 to 3. Very disappointing. 2 o'clock, 20 to 3, 4 o'clock, that's freight. That's all at 4:30. Yeah, I might come back. I might wrap this one up and come back about I don't know what to do. It's a bit there's just not a lot happening. Oh, there's freight as well. There's freight on this track as well, passing by. And just for Trans-Pennine Express guy. There we go. I knew you'd like that. Favourite locomotive, Luca? I haven't really got one, to be honest. Hello, Fatma Demise. How are we doing? I'm excited with the steam. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any steam, I'm afraid, Caden. I'm afraid it's not running. I've got... Not running, I don't think. It's a bit disappointing. Not a lot I can do about it. Sadly. No, it doesn't look like it is. I mean, I don't actually know if it was steam in the first place, but all I know is it's going to Carnforth Steamtown, and it was supposed to set off at 5 to 11 this morning, and it's not left. It's not set off. So I think it's going to get cancelled or shifted to another time. I don't know. You know, it'll probably come this afternoon when I'm not here. That's the usual thing. I'm afraid. Hello, Graham Patel, how we doing? Sorry, Graham Patel, how we doing? I can understand the logic behind some people. Rubbish boring, sat there with your lipstick hanging out. I mean, that's this guy. You know, I look at his channels. He's got 10 videos on and 42 subscribers, and he's just got pictures of planes on, which is fair dues. If you're into planes, that's great. You know what I mean? I just don't understand these people. You know, if you don't like it, yeah. Not going to be horrible though, is it, Senga? I don't want a horrible one. I want I don't you know what I mean? I don't want you to tell me I'm going to drop dead or anything. Yeah, go on, fire away, Senga. Well, for London, it's too far away to travel, realistically. Hello, Royston Tin, how we doing? Hello, Ian Patton from Scotland. How are we doing? That's two people from Scotland we've got in the chat. Two people from Scotland. I'm near Preston. Transpennine Express guy. I'm near Preston. I'm going to be calling it a do soon. So we've got Scotland, New Zealand, Australia at the moment, and some other people who I don't know where they are. Hello, Charlie Piano. Hi from Bristol. I take it you're into playing the piano, I would imagine. Hello, Sylvia. She, how are we doing? Have you ever seen a 37, 59 or 56? I've never seen a 59 in flesh. I've seen loads of 37s and 56s. Senga, pick three numbers, 1 to 36. I'll go for it. Number 8, number 25, and 8, 25, and 16, 8. I'll wait till this train goes past before I repeat myself. 8, 16 and 25, Senga. 8, 16 and 25. Yeah, that was 11 cars all in all, including the power cars. 9 carriages and 2 power cars. They're always in either 11 or 9 sets of them. Hello Peggy Ward, how are we doing? I saw a triple header at GB off 66, excellent. We had one through here the other day, but it were 266s in a 68. Is this it, Senga? Is my number up? Hi Senga, I work in Gorvin Hill. Gorvin Hill, excellent. I haven't a clue where that is. Obviously in Scotland somewhere. This is the West Coast Main Line at Charlie. I'll get back to you. Going to do it just now. Oh hell, I'm worried. Glasgow, excellent. Oh, you're very close to each other, you and Senga. She's also near Glasgow, I think. I took a load to a place called Govan, G-O-V-A-N, and I think that's not far from Glasgow. A place called Govan, or Govan, however you pronounce it, Govan. I took a load of, a full wagon load of, oh wait, there were these, they weren't mobility scooters, there were these chairs that are electric that like eject old people out of the chairs, if you know what I mean. These that tilt and do all sorts of stuff, but they were for elderly people or people with disabilities and stuff. And I delivered them to a one of these you know, shops that sell mobility equipment, and that was in Govan. It's a long time ago. It's probably about 2007 it was, something like that, 2008. So I used to go there, and I used to go to another place called Cambuslang and another place called Bellshill. I'd do those 3, and then I used to go to Amazon used to go up the M8, and then over the Forth Bridge, and is it Dundee that's just on the other side, and I used to go to an Amazon, and I think that was called Fife, a big Amazon on the left hand side of the road. I remember when I went, it snowed like hell on M8, really snowed heavy it did. Are you off, Transpennine guy? I'll catch you later. Wow. Where I am, our trains are 2 kilometres long, 3 locomotives on a distributed power set up to 13,000 tonnes. That good grief, that's them are big trains. Biggest trains we have here are fully loaded or at freight trains, and they're usually 4,000. You know, our freight trains go from 1,200 to 4,000 tons, but nothing like that. Them are big trains, very similar to the ones in America. They're huge as well. You know. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Our trains, in comparison to the rest of the world, are quite small. FC, don't play on the train tracks. Correct. Hello, Delboy 66 UK. How are we doing? Cooling down a little over there, yeah. Yeah, today it's not too bad today. It's not cold. It's just getting a little bit breezy. But according to the weather, it's supposed to be. According to the weather, it's supposed to be a nice day today, a nice sunny day, but certainly not materialising as that at the moment. Hello, Jeanette. How are we doing? I've been here for hours, Jeanette, and won't be long before I'm packing up. What's the weather like over there, Jeanette? Is it similar to this, or is it sunny? Said it was supposed to be sunny here, but I've seen very little of the sun. I've been busy, plus I didn't get up till late. Or I were up at, what time did I wake up? About 7 o'clock I got up today. But I did go to bed early last night. I say that, I go to bed, but I end up watching YouTube and what have you. So by the time I actually get to sleep, it's probably still quite late. But it was early. I'm trying to get into a habit of going to bed earlier and getting up at a better time instead of, you know. I'll give it till 12:30 and then I'll knock in on the head at 12:30, I think. I don't even know how long I've been on. Been on a while. Doesn't tell me on this screen. If I go outside and look at my phone screen, on my other screen it tells me, but on this screen that I'm viewing on, it doesn't tell me. But I think I've been on since about 20 to 9, I think. Been on over 3 hours. Chris was up early to go out with a drone. Excellent. Up at Bradfield, right? Never heard of that before, up at Bradfield. Local to us, right? Gone out with a mad crew. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. All the gear and no idea. Hello, Jackie. No, it's not Japanese rail. We're in the UK, in the United Kingdom. I wish it was Japanese rail. I love Japanese rail. The Shinkansen is something else. Excellent passerby, thank you very much. I'm popping again sometime. I'm on most days. The only day I tend to miss is if I do miss a day, it's Sunday. And I say that every week, and past 2 weeks I've actually done one on Sunday, but if I'm going to miss, it'll be a Sunday. But thanks for dropping in, passerby, and I'll see you again. I need to watch. I need to see. Excellent. Yeah, hit the subscribe button and then you'll get a notification when I'm next on. It'll be, I might do another one at tea time today actually, I don't know, I'll see. But if not, it'll probably be Monday. I don't do another one today. I need to see who Professor Snape is in Harry Potter. I need to listen to him. We have electric, diesel and steam. We have all the lot, Jackie. We have all three. Yep, we have electric, diesel and steam. Obviously steam trains are just for no, there's nothing, it's gone very quiet now. We've had loads of stuff through, but like I say, I'm just winding it down now. At 12:30 I'm going to knock it on the head. Yeah, there'll be something due soon, Jackie. It's getting a bit windy here actually. You can see my camera's flicking about a bit. Well, there'll be a train soon, Jackie. Are you still here, Sanger, or have you disappeared? Hello, Stefan Deloski, how are we doing? Hello, Luca, I'm back. I changed my profile picture. Excellent. I don't have a signal here in rural area. Excellent. That's not so good if you've no signal. It's a pivotal part of this action. Oh no. This is not good, Sanger. I hope things are all coming out alright. I'm going to be going in very soon. Not meaning to rush you or anything. It's getting a bit windy here. All good cards, that's good, that's what I like. Don't want any with skeletons on or out like that. The man, the mountain and the fish. Oh right, what's all that mean, Sanger? And here we have a class 323 approaching, going to Blackpool. And what do they mean, Senga? What does it mean? Just working it out now. Hello, Moments and Journeys. Welcome back. Where have you been all morning? Are there any threat? There is, but later on, unfortunately, there's none. There's none imminent, as they say, unfortunately. Working. Now time to relax watching trains. Well, I've been on for over 3 hours. I'm going to be going shortly, I'm afraid. Moments and Journeys. I've been on since 20 to 9 this morning. It's getting very windy here. Very windy. Oh, it's no problem, Moments and Journeys. I may do another one yet at tea time. If the weather looks alright, I might do a couple of hours at tea time. But unfortunately, I've got errands to do this afternoon that I need to do. A couple of errands. So I could possibly come back at tea time, you know, around 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish, and just do a couple of hours. Because there is a departmental train coming and some of the bits and bats, I think, around tea time. Newborn baby, yeah, I'm on the West Coast Main Line near Preston in the United Kingdom. Hello, Trains and Tones, you're back. The man represents you, and next to the mountain means something is rock solid. Ooh. What about the fish? The man represents you, and next to the mountain means something is rock solid. Oh. Like I say, I were on a Facebook panel, whatever you want to call it, on Facebook. It were a video chat. There were a few of us, and there were a woman who's a YouTuber, and she does the tarot cards, and she does hers are musical, or they're sort of like groups, and she said I've forgotten hers were like fairly accurate actually, you know, because some of the things she said were quite there were sayings that I use a lot, and she repeated them. I was quite surprised. And then she said there's something spiritual about it. I don't know. Something spiritually good about her, and what she meant or anything, to be honest. But Trends and Tones, yes. I was surprised where you live. Where who lives? Oh, a long time ago, Luca. A long time ago. To be precise, about 46 years ago. Yeah, I'm still here. Trains and Tones. Still here. Then the mountain next to the fish is very good. Something big in business is coming from abroad or a foreigner. Woo! Something big in business is coming from abroad or a foreigner. Oh, I look forward to that, Sanger. Wonder what that could be. I don't know any foreigners, really, who are in business, of anybody I can think of. But, yeah. Oh, I'm waiting for this, whatever it is. Very good. Not many Trains and Tones. Time bride, maybe. You never know. Yeah, I like this tarot thing. It's something big. His business is coming from abroad or a foreigner. I don't really know any foreign people in business, but I do know some people abroad that have businesses. Or shall I say, I do know some people who have businesses abroad. The fish is good fortune, sound finance, happy monetary element at work. Excellent. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear, Senga. Happy monetary element at work. I'll be keeping waiting to see what develops, Senga. You never know. The fish is a cart. Oh, there's a train coming. A 195. The fish. The fish is a card of activity in business and with cash. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Hello, any train spotting, back again, Ken and Jones. Hi, my YouTube wasn't responding. Are you going to do an all-day stream? No, definitely not. So, very good cards. Yeah, that's what I like to hear, Sanger. That's twice in a week now I've had these cards done, and they've both been good outcomes. I prefer yours though. About business and money. I like the sound of that. Excellent, thank you very much, Sanger. I'm going to be thinking about that all day now. I'm going to be pondering on it all day. Level crossings. Level crossing at Fan 92, but I changed my name to the original to celebrate my channel's 5th anniversary. Excellent. You know, I was celebrating 1 million views yesterday. 1 million views. I passed yesterday. Well, I'm well past it now, but I just happened to notice yesterday I was at 1,100,000 and blah blah blah, whatever it were, 1 million views. And I'm going to call this stream. I'm going to bring this stream to an end now because it's time to go. You'll get there in the end, trains and tones. Once you pass your driving test and get out about, so I think the man is you at the mountain is a so I think the man is you. The mountain is a stable, rock solid. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, do that, Sanger. Yeah, send it to me on Messenger, then I can have a ponder on it. Well, people, I'm going to call it a do for now. I may do another one at tea time, and I may not. It depends when I get home, how I feel, and blah blah blah, and all that business. But see what develops. It's been very windy here. Very, very windy. This guy in the van points up all things I'm talking to myself. Look at that weirdo getting out of his car talking to himself. Yeah, so I'll thanks for the subscriptions and the likes and everything. Hello, Piamina, Marinova. Unfortunately, the stream is just coming to an end now. I don't know if you can hear that wind, but it's very windy. So I shall catch you all later, and thanks for watching. Goodbye for now. Goodbye everybody. Thank you again. Well, if I'm on again at tea time, if I do another stream at tea time, and and if Sanger comes in and you pop in, Jeanette, you can give her the numbers and then do one. There's a good chance I will do another one at tea time about 5 o'clock. I've just got to go and do some errands now. God, this wind's strong. So thank you very much everybody, and goodbye.